All right, we got all kinds of breaking news on these Biden scandals. We're very happy to welcome back Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley. 40 FBI agents in a potential cover-up, $40,000 of laundered money to Joe Biden from China. Senator Grassley, I almost don't know where to begin. Maybe let's talk about the China laundered money. Chairman Comer says he's got checks written out. He's followed the money trail, and it's come from China. What do you make of that, sir?
Well, it doesn't surprise me at all, because you may remember that Johnson and I gave speeches almost 2 years ago now, where we had signs on the checks displayed on the floor of the United States Senate. But what the Republican Congress and House has been able to do that Johnson and I didn't do, they can subpoena, and they're going way beyond what we exposed a couple years ago, and I thank Comer for doing that. And it doesn't surprise me at all, because we had initial evidence of this, a couple years ago.
I mean, it looks like, sir, we have Chairman Comer on tomorrow night. We'll get it firsthand. But basically, money from China was washed through several Biden family accounts and finally was sent in a check to President Biden. So about a dozen LLCs in various forms of laundering money to various people in the Biden family. Yeah.
And this is, we're getting more evidence all the time that some of this money went to Joe Biden.
And Senator, you sent a tough letter. I think you sent it last week or the week before, whereby you want some information. Somehow you have heard that 40 senior FBI informants, who I guess filed 1023 reports about possible criminal activities by Biden, it was all covered up by the FBI, or was all covered up by the Washington office of the FBI?
Yeah, these reports went from 40 different people who were confidential human sources, CHS as the FBI calls it, confidential sources that went to various field offices of the FBI. And by the time it got to Washington, D.C., there was a task force that was filtering this all. And it looks to us like there's determinations that they just weren't going to follow up on it. Now, so my letter is an opportunity to find out what has the FBI done with this confidential information from 40 different sources that seem to imply wrongdoing by various members of the Biden family. And we need those answers. We want the FBI to show us their work.
Senator Grassley, how'd you find this out? How'd you get
through whistleblowers. All of my information that Johnson and I have been working on have been people within the Department of Justice and the FBI that want the government to do what the government's supposed to do: enforce the law, prosecute, have equal application of the law, and they don't see it happening, and they come to Congress because they don't get any further within the bureaucracy in the executive branch.
And your letter went to Merrick Garland, the Attorney General?
And the FBI.
And when do you want them to respond, Senator?
Well, I think the period that we put in the letter is probably just about up to that point yet. But, they really don't want to answer us, but we don't give up. We're going to keep pursuing this, as I have since August 2019, and that was even before the words laptop were in our vocabulary in regard to the Bidens. And we just don't give up. But we're fortunate now that we have Jordan and Comer and Smith and the House of Representatives are pursuing this with the power of a subpoena. So they're going to carry it forward, and boy, they're working with us all the time.
Senator Grassley, for your entire distinguished career, you have never given up. Never.
Well,
so I guess
thank
you're
you,
just,
friend.
No, it's my great pleasure to say it, because I think it's the truth. Thank you for coming on our show again. We look forward to the next step in this. Thank you, Senator Grassley.